Well, listening to these near-death experiences, and I must have covered more than a handful now, probably 10 or so, possibly. Yes, they are incredibly varied. They all have an experience of the love and peace in them, but they follow conceptions of the world, like the Christian one that I don't have. And in fact, of course, the very personification of Jesus. I don't take it as a history. I take it as a story. Does that mean, because the story has become so important to so many people down the ages, the thought form means that the person of Jesus does exist? Born of the story that's been built up for thousands of years. Not at all sure of such a thesis. I can see it as a possibility in my mind, but not willing to budge on the reality that there was no actual history that matches the story, and therefore no Jesus. It's not that I want to do this, because in a way I would rather Jesus existed. I mean, even if he didn't, because it's such an easy to relate to him, but we relate to him more than we would to God, our Heavenly Dad, which is, of course, I see as not right, really. Most of mankind has seen Jesus as a man. Well, of course, they've even seen God as a man, just as a I don't know. I don't need to know. I trust that God is our Heavenly Dad, is all-powerful and is all-loving, our dearest friend, we his children. He's all goodness, and we become like him. As wonderful as him, in absolute godliness like he is, that we may be the company, the good blessing to him that he is to us, and that we all experience this eternal fellowship of heaven. I think it's a story, and a very good one. And it's a story that's going to be understood uniquely by each unique individual. And so in near-death experiences, perhaps it is the case that God speaks in the way most comprehensible to the person he's talking to. Because the primacy of his love to each of us is more important than whether they are thinking right and can speak the right language. I think it's something like that. What do you think? Love is greater than some preoccupation with a particular understanding that is or is not accurate in some way. He comes to us where we are in his compassion and kindness. So a religious person sees God in terms of the religion, and beautifully so. And some people do experience seeing hell as well, apparently. It's the hell that they expect to be there, and the contrast with the heaven that they long to be there as well. Well, it steers them in the right direction, in devotion and appreciation of God and fullness of life. So that's what God does. What do you think? Is this explanation, or do we simply run with no explanation that these people are having all these disparate experiences, but they don't add up to your consistent whole of view? And the fact that they don't add up gives each individual the freedom to come and to become the beautiful person that they are to be through eternity in heaven. So I thank you, Lord, for this individualism of experience in near-death experiences, and that they aren't in some obvious way consistent by any means, but profound, and as I see it, an incredible blessing. And there may be some near-death experiences that aren't, but are very frightening. But if I may say, paradoxically, are as well, in that perhaps fear rescues and puts some individuals on track, and that in God's wisdom, love and kindness, he has it this way because it's best. Am I willing to trust him for the difference, for the inconsistencies? Certainly, because that's what trust is. It's not knowing other than feeling strongly that this is what we truly value. And we truly value you, Heavenly Dad, as our Dad. May we truly value you in this way and experience the blessing and fullness of life that you bring to us eternally. That we be wonderful in your family always, a blessing to you and all, by your grace and kindness. Fantastic provision. Fantastic love. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.